everybody, I'm Stephen James. Welcome back to the channel where we are the squad and you're the studs. To anyone new who has just found my channel, welcome to the Stud Squad. Here we talk about men's lifestyle, fashion. And grooming. So if you're interested in any of those topics, stick around, maybe subscribe, maybe turn on that bell notifications icon so it can let you know and you don't miss out on a single video that I put out. Today we're going to be talking about, just recently during the pandemic, I've gone to a few job interviews, so I figured, hey, let's just bring the content over to the channel. Let me tell people how I did it in my job interview. Spoiler alert, I messed up in a few. And I decided to bring in some tips on the things that helped me during my job interviews and the things that actually work. So we're gonna be talking about how to do a good job interview. Cue the intro. All right, so first is first. Prepare yourself for generic questions. General, generic, whatever kind of question or label you really want to put on it, you need to prepare yourself for those general questions that they usually catch in. Tell me about yourself. What am I supposed to say? Yeah. Well, I like to play checkers, watch Netflix, eat chips. No. Listen, these people, employers, people that are trying to find other people to work for them or for an institution or a company or whatever, what they're trying to figure out is what you're like to work with, okay? Nobody wants to work with a horrible person that has a horrible personality, that has no manners whatsoever, that's just generally unpleasant. Some of these questions may be, what kind of goals do you have short term, or what kind of goals do you have long term? Also, another question could be, where did you go to college, or do you have a college degree? These sort of questions are those like general questions that they're going to be asked to kind of get a feel for the land, you know? Now, I can't stress this enough. It's very important that you give information that's actually relevant and give only the information that you're being asked. During this pandemic, I believe I've gone to 3 job interviews in the pandemic alone, excluding other interviews that I've been at before, whether it's at a job fair or whatever it is. So it's important that you give the specific information they're asking you. So if they asked you, where did you go to college? Answer the name of the college. Don't tell them 20 different things that you did in the university, because that's not the question. Stay on point. Number 2 is to be, or at least look confident. Pretend, okay? If you're not confident, pretend you're confident and it will somewhat help you out. If you don't know how to be confident and you haven't seen my previous videos, you'll probably have missed my how to be confident video. So if you don't want to miss out on that, I'm going to put it there. Make sure to check it out. Moving on. Being or looking confident gives you that professional feel. This person knows what they're doing. They know what they're here for, okay? And that is very important for employers because it gives them confidence to hire somebody that feels they can do the job well. Be appropriately dressed. Also linking that video up here. I made a video about that just last week. Super excited and proud of that video. Maybe I'll make another one, but with different outfit templates. That would be a good idea, right? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Also, don't forget to smash the like button if you're finding value in the video. Still, consider subscribing by the end of it. Let's get back into it. Being well dressed is absolutely important because it gives the illusion of being successful. Let me explain. Let's say the job interview only has one other person competing for the position, and that other person comes well dressed with a buttoned up shirt, some dress slacks, some nice leather shoes and accessories. He probably watches my channel, and you walk up there with some jeans and a tank top, you're not getting that job. Oh my gosh. You need to be appropriately dressed if you're going to go find work. If you're going to an interview, you need to look the part. If you're going to work in an office, you need to look like somebody that's going to work in an office, because that helps them associate you with the position that they're looking for. It's optional, but one of the secret weapons that I use when I'm going to a job interview, and it is to study the company or the institution. What do I mean? Go online. Everything's online. Social media, Google. You can basically Google anything nowadays. So make sure you go online and you find information about the company or the institution. Find their mission, find their vision, their objectives, figure out who's the CEO or figure out who's the executive director of the institution. That way you can kind of get a feel for what the institution is looking for, and if you coincide with those things, or if you're willing to change maybe a couple of bad habits here and there, or maybe add some skills in the weeks before the job interview, it'll give you a chance, actually a better chance of getting that job. Finally, for the last one, we have questions ready on hand. To every single job interview that I've been to, I have failed. I have absolutely failed at bringing questions to the table, and it just does not make you look good. It kind of makes you ruin the whole job interview when you actually make it to the end and you've given great answers, and then they ask you, do you have any questions for us? The reason that makes you look bad is because it makes you look like you're unprepared, like you came just to give answers, give, and expect them to give you something in return, versus you actually putting in interest into the company, institution, or wherever you're looking for a job. Have questions, even if they're simple, like is it a full-time position or is it a part-time job? Something you should avoid, which I see oftentimes on other videos, on how to land a job or a job interview and do well, it's asking them some sort of question that positions you into their company without actually getting the job. And the reason that I want to tell you this is because job employers were in the exact same position where you're at, looking for jobs. And if they looked up the same YouTube video as you did, and they see that you have these sneaky techniques or methods that help you psychologically manipulate the employer into putting you into a position without actually giving you the job yet, if they notice you're doing that, you are not getting that job because they feel manipulated and cheated. Instead, you could ask that if they don't decide to choose you as the employee, you can ask them what areas you could improve. That's slightly different, because the reason that will work, and it has worked for me, is because it shows the employer that you have initiative. It shows the employer that you're interested in getting better even before you get the job. And you're not trying to sleaze your way into a position using psychological tricks or questions that they very well are familiar with. If that's not enough for you guys, I don't know what is. Those are my best tips on how to land a good job interview and maybe even that job. So make sure to use them. Check out some other videos. I will leave them down in the description below. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I put out content regularly on Twitter and Instagram. So if you want to see more posts, outfits, ideas, and just general stories and me just clowning around, you can check those out down in the description. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Stay safe and stay stylish.